So to gun owners out there who say, well, a Biden administration means they're going to come for my guns.
Bingo. You're right if you have an assault weapon. The fact of the matter is they should be illegal, period.
So I guess we're not tinfoil hat wearing conspiracy theorists when we say their ultimate goal is to take our guns. I mean, the man literally just said it. And to be honest, I'm not really surprised because that is what they do. When there isn't a tragedy, they'll say, we just want common sense gun control. But the moment there is a tragedy, it automatically flips to bingo, turn them all in. They're always going to ask for more and more and more until there's nothing left. We know it, they know it. We just need the population of the country who's on the fence about gun control to know it. And guess what? You just heard it straight from the horse's mouth.
Look, the Second Amendment doesn't say you can't restrict the kinds of weapons people can own. You can't buy a bazooka. You can't have a flamethrower.
Actually, that's exactly what the Second Amendment says. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. It didn't say only handguns, it said arms. And they said very blatantly, shall not be infringed. So please, Joe, show me where else in the entirety of the Constitution you see the word shall not be infringed. You don't just get to ignore the last 4 words of the Second Amendment because it's inconvenient to your agenda. You all have been playing loose and fast with the meaning of the words well-regulated militia for decades. But I guess since it's a lot harder to misconstrue the meaning of shall not be infringed, you're just going to act like those words didn't even exist.
The guys who make these arguments are the people who say the tree of liberty is watered with the blood of patriots. We need the protection against the government. We need an F-15 for that. You need something well beyond whether or not you're going to have an assault weapon.
No, Joe. The guys who make those arguments are the people who want the most effective means to protect themselves and this country. And the Second Amendment was written to guard against people in power like you who say tyrannical shit like,
say, well, a Biden administration means they're going to come for my guns.
Bingo. You're right if you have an assault weapon.
The sad thing is, Joe doesn't realize he's literally telling the American people that we should just accept being a slave to a tyrannical government, and then also doing everything in his power to make sure we don't have the weapons necessary to fight against him and the government if they ever decide to become tyrannical. This is a pretty disgustingly scary mentality coming from someone running to become the president. You know, I find it ironic that in one breath, you say no one needs an assault weapon as if that's the most powerful gun in the world. But then in another breath, you say we'll need more than an assault weapon to fight against a tyrannical government. Hell, sounds like we need more than an assault weapon, considering the whole point of the Second Amendment was to put the people in the best position to check their government. But you've spent your entire life being an elite in the government, so it shouldn't shock anyone that you don't think the people you see as servants should have the tools necessary to check your power. And riddle me this. If we're going to need more than an assault weapon to fight against a tyrannical government, why do you even care if we have them in the first place then? I mean, they literally make up less than 1% of the gun deaths in this country, so us having them is of no consequence to you, right? Again, the goal is to completely disarm America. Today, it's who needs an assault weapon. And tomorrow, it'll be who needs a handgun.
So how would you deal with all the assault weapons that are already out there that people have?
What I would do is I would institute a national buyback program. And I would move in the direction of making sure that in fact, was what we tried to do, get them off the street.
But that's not confiscating people.
No, that's not walking into their homes, knocking on their doors, going through their gun cabinets, etc.
So people would be allowed to keep the weapons they already have?
Right now, there's no legal way that I'm aware of that you could deny them the right if they had legally purchased them. But we can, in fact, make a major effort to get them off the street and out of the possession of people.
The level of double talk in this interview is mind-numbing. He literally said at the beginning of the video this.
So to gun owners out there who say, well, a Biden administration means they're going to come for my guns.
Bingo. You're right if you have an assault weapon. The fact of the matter is they should be illegal.
And literally 30 seconds later saying he's not going to confiscate them, but have a buyback program. Then says he can't legally take the guns away from the people that have them legally, but we can make a major effort to get them out of their possession. He's literally saying, I can't take them legally, but I sure as hell am going to try to. What are you going to do? Send out a mass tweet and politely ask people to turn in their ARs to your buyback program? Stop insulting our intelligence, Joe. You don't have to go door to door because the buyback program that you're talking about will be mandatory, where if you don't turn in your guns, you go to jail. And no matter how you want to phrase it, that's a confiscation, which is super unconstitutional. But you already made it clear that you ignore the last 4 words of the Second Amendment, so you would know that. Hell, at this point, I'm surprised you didn't whisper Hail Hydra in Anderson Cooper's ear at the end of the interview. Right now, there's a culture war against the Second Amendment, which is why I need your help spreading our message to counter their message. You can do this by leaving a comment, sharing this video, and click the bell and subscribe button. Let my voice be your voice, and let them know you want to keep America tactical, because the right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed wasn't a suggestion, it was a directive. Also, if you're wondering where to purchase your state-specific Keep America Tactical shirt, click the link under the Keep America Tactical in the description section of this video.